Lynda, welcome once again. And
Hello.
I thought today we would talk about how did you describe it best?
Why don't spirits come through?
Yeah,
Is
why
that what
don't
we're talking about?
we're talking about why don't spirits come through? Why not?
Okay.
What is the reason? There's a whole host of reasons for this. Um, I give my explanations for it in various ways, and I'm sure you're going to explain this in a much more competent way than I am. Why don't spirits come through?
Okay. This all started today because I had a lady here, and she had a friend. The friend's name was
Right.
Louise. She said, "Can you ask if Louise would come through?"
Okay.
And Louise died a few years ago when they were both the same age. And I said, "Well, look, the problem is it's up to Louise first if she comes through. But, I can ask if she wants to come through."
Right.
So I said to her, "This is one reason why I will never do a John Edwards live show
Right.
or other psychic mediums come and, bring out
Yeah.
your dead type show."
Bring out your dead. Ding ding. Bring out.
I love Monty Python movies, I really do. You know, so I explained it to her like this. These psychic mediums, you pay about $100 for a ticket here in Australia to go and see a psychic
Yeah.
medium. And on that night, you expect value for your money. So when these poor souls, like John Edwards and other psychic mediums, they're standing up on the stage,
Yeah.
what happens if no one comes through?
You got a problem.
Oops. I thank you all for coming. Thank you for your money. Pity nothing came through.
Yeah.
But how often does that happen?
Yeah.
So there can be trickery, psychology
Yeah.
tricks,
Yeah.
and other ways.
Yeah.
And I even said to this girl today, the most four common letters for our names are D,
Yeah.
like David's,
Yeah.
Diane's,
Yeah.
Deanna's.
Yeah.
J's, how many Johns, Julies, Journeys, Jennies do we know?
Yeah. Yeah.
M, Michael, Mitchell, Michelle's, how many M's are out there? And the other one's L.
Yeah.
I'm an L, I'm
Yeah.
a Linda.
And the John.
Leslie's, yeah,
Yeah.
Leanne's,
Yeah.
Liam's,
Yeah.
there's heaps of L's. So these people know psychology, so they look out into the field and say, "Oh, I've got someone up in the top corner. She's standing there. Her name starts with oh, it's a D."
Yeah.
Chances are one of those people knows someone that's tied to the D.
Yeah.
So I explained this to her today, and she said, "Well, can you please ask if my friend Louise is going to come through?" So I said, "Okay, I will." So I sat there and I zapped in, listening, nothing, nothing.
Yeah.
And I said to her, "Darling, don't be offended. That's the first thing. Don't expect them to come through
Yeah.
because it's their free will, first of all. If that's a shy person and she knew you, is she going to appear to this middle-aged weirdo woman with a pair of glasses on?
Right.
No, she's not.
Yeah.
She's not going to appear to this total stranger saying, 'Come to me, I want to talk to you today.' It doesn't happen like that."
No.
Like my neighbour, and I said to her, my neighbour Roy, he died about 3 years ago when he was about 80 or 85, 86 I think he was. He was very shy, very, very quiet.
Yeah.
So do you think he comes out when I have a party on and we're all standing at the fence? We stand at the fence, "Roy, come
Yeah.
out,
Yeah.
Roy."
Yeah.
He never comes out.
No.
If I go out at night and it's quiet,
Yeah.
he'll turn on a light.
Really.
Now there's no power in his house. They turned off the electricity 4 years ago when he died, 3 years ago. So he's very quiet. He's shy. So we carry the same characteristics over with
Yeah.
us
Yes.
of what we were.
Yeah.
So if you go to like a John Edwards show, like if I went to John Edwards and I thought, "Oh, I hope Roy's going to come out tonight," he will never want to come through with 100 people
Yeah.
all looking on me.
Yeah.
he would be there in the spotlight. And that's not him. So we do, first of all, we keep all the same characteristics
Yeah.
when we pass over.
Yeah.
Our personality is different to our characteristics.
Yeah.
But I do use the word personality
Yeah.
because that's what people identify with. So basically, all those characters, if we're shy, we're going to still be a shy person when we come through. If we're a generous, loving person, hello, that's where you get all your hugs. If they're a conceited, selfish little piece of work, guess what they're like when they come back through?
Exactly the same.
Exactly the same.
Yeah.
So I said to her, the other thing is, you've got to look at the person asking. Yeah. So she was, I don't know, I'll make up a name for her, Susan.
Yeah.
So imagine Susan sitting next to me today, and she says, oh, I want my friend Louise to come through. Susan, you've got to look at Susan, because it takes a hell of a lot of energy to come through, as you would know. Yeah. You know, it's just not like, oh yeah, I'll just zap into Earth today. Yeah. It's they've got to concentrate on it and create it. So it takes a lot of energy to come through. So as I explained it to this Susan girl here today, I said, will a spirit come to us when we're sitting on the mountain saying what a good job we've done, or will they come to us when we're at the bottom of the mountain, so we have the strength, the courage and the support to climb the mountain?
Right, yeah.
That's very important because when we're feeling secure, our lives are going pretty okay. I won't say perfectly, but when our life is going pretty well okay, our health's not bad, our job's okay, we're getting paid, we can pay our bills, there's no need for them to come through.
Yeah.
There really isn't.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's when we're getting struggles, you know, let's just go there with a few examples. You got a nasty boss at work, you're going home screaming all night with your partner, so then you ring your mum and she says, you made this bed, you sleep in this mess yourself, I don't want to know about it. That's when these loving people, because they've got to be loving, because if they're conceited, they won't want to know you.
No.
So that's when your loving friends and family will come through and give you that support. They give you that hug of encouragement to get through those battles and face the next day.
Yeah. I mean, my father always comes to me when he senses that I'm troubled by something.
Yes.
How do I know it's him? Because he gives me the smell of the cigarettes he used to smoke around me. When I smell that, I know my father's here. When I know my father's here, I now realise that I've got issues that I need to deal with, and I've put at the back. So yes, and just to answer your point, whenever I do readings, like in the spiritualist churches or a small evening of clairvoyance, so I always explain that, you know, their personality comes through how they were on the earth. If they've changed, there'd be no point them giving me that personality as they change, because you won't understand what it is. And of course, the thing I laugh about often is that maybe they don't want to come back. Maybe they actually didn't like you in the first place. So now,
they've got to like you in the first place to come back. That's true.
So,
oh, where's my auntie? I love my auntie. But if the auntie didn't like you, there's no way, no, she's going to put that energy out to come back and see you again. What a good take there, Mike. That's awesome. I love it.
I mean, I guess if they grow, then perhaps they come back as saying, you know, well, you know, on the earth plane, I really didn't like you, but I've grown a little bit now and I can understand. So maybe they need to grow just a little bit before they come back. But yeah, if Auntie didn't like you, or, you know, so many old couples, Lynda, stay together when they didn't like each other because divorce wasn't the thing to do. So they're glad
that's right.
The old man's gone. And the old man's glad he's
Yes.
gone because he doesn't have to spend even more time with. So there's this kind of love-hate relationship.
I say that about my own parents. Isn't this horrible? You know, my mum and dad, they met each other when mum was 17, dad was 18.
Right.
He joined the Air Force, and within a year, mum was pregnant with my sister. So they had to get married, you know. So there's my mum with the baby bump in a wedding dress. Oh, my God. So look at their life, you know. They had my elder sister, then they had the next sister, then they had me.
Right.
You know, oh, my God, did their life change when they got me? But they've never been together to understand who they are.
Right.
So since I left the family nest and I moved out when I was 20, the last 30 years, mum and dad, they fight every day because they haven't got the commonality anymore, the children. Yeah. You know, they stay together because they're building this support network for the children. Yeah. But when the children fly the coop and they're looking at their partner like, who the hell are you now, you know? Yeah. I don't have to go to work all day now. I'm, you know, that 2 hours a day I used to spend with you is now all day because we're retired. Right. Who the hell are you? Yeah. I never knew you did that. You know? Yeah. So, of course, you know, if they pass over, do you think they're going to come and visit each other? I don't think so. I've had enough of this one already in this lifetime. Next. Yeah. I mean, check, please. I'm out of here.
The impression is, isn't it, that immediately as we pass over to the other side, everything is golden harps and little lambs, and you know, this impression of just pure paradise. But we have to grow. We have to learn. I mean, you spoke about your near-death experience and the review that you had. I guess, you know, some people can say, well, I'm checking out, actually, I'm not going back. Others can say, well, I need to go back and sort this all out. So it's such a diverse, you know, I don't normally quote the Bible, but there is, you know, in my Father's kingdom, there are many palaces. And you know, there is a heaven for each and every one of us. And I guess if you wish to remain grumpy in the spirit world, you can also. It's your choice.
Well, my belief, which we all have our perspective, our beliefs, you know, we're all entitled to our own opinion. There are different layers of heaven. Yeah. The more or less, you know, if we enter heaven down here and they say, okay, you can stay here or you can reincarnate and learn another lesson like compassion, understanding, or forgiveness. Yeah. So if you pass that exam after you've learnt the lesson, you might go into the next layer up in heaven. Yeah. You say, okay, I want to stay here now. Yeah. And then you say, okay, well, now you've got to learn some hardcore ones. Right. Patience. Yeah. Oh, God. That's my big one. Yeah. Patience. I want things now because I'm very spontaneous, you know. So I'll come back into this existence on this planet again to learn some patience. Yeah. I may not learn it the first time, so I have to reincarnate again. Then I don't learn it the next time because I'm not a patient person. So I come back again. So you might do 10 lifetimes to just learn that one lesson of patience. Right. Then you might say, okay, now I'm up into this next level. And then, you know, my understanding of it is that you go pass through all these different levels of learning all your lessons to ultimately be like unconditional love. Yeah. That's when you get up to this highest level to be ascended master level. Right. You know, I call ascended masters, I say that would be Jesus, Buddha, Muhammad, those type of peoples have reached that heightened level of awareness and consciousness and learning all these lessons that life throws at us. So thank God they're sitting up now in heaven on the highest hierarchy, you know, the highest hierarchy of heaven, thinking, thank God I don't have to go back there again. Here, you know, here. Yeah. Thank God I'm not going back to Earth again. You know?
Lynda, do you think, in your understanding of all this, So let's say I make the transition, I go into the spirit world, I've got lessons to learn, I come back. I come back as a different person. I can't usually remember the me right now. I'm, for all intents and purposes, a new person. But my understanding is that not all of our soul comes down with us. A large part of it remains in that environment.
Yeah.
So therefore, am I...
Can I just interrupt you?
Yeah.
Yep.
Can
I just interrupt you
Yeah.
there? Imagine the ocean. One drop
Yeah.
of water
Yeah.
within the ocean.
Right.
Does it stay as one drop of water when you drop it into the ocean,
No.
or does it spread out and join the rest of it?
Yeah.
It's that oneness.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what you just said then
Yeah.
is true.
Right.
It's only a part of us that comes down.
Right. Yeah. That was what I understood. Yeah. And so,
That's right.
therefore, is it fair to say that the real me, the essence, the soul of me, is observing me right now? And I guess imagine having a big chuckle. Right.
I can imagine what I'm saying up there, I tell you, Dal. Oh, here she goes again. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God. You know, someone actually asked me once, and they said, our spirit guides, because I've got a guy to my right and I've got a woman to my left.
Right.
They do talk differently to me. The girl's younger than me. This guy's very stern, very deep, and he doesn't have much emotion in his voice. But people have asked me, are they me?
Right.
Because they're like whoever they are in, you know, like spirit guide, you know, they're not here in physical form like humans.
Right.
So there is some sort of eternal type energetic entity. Are we our own spirit guides giving us that guidance?
Right.
Now that's a topic
Yeah.
for discussion.
Yeah.
I haven't really researched it that much, so I don't really want to say too much about it until I know some facts or figures.
Right.
But it gave me food for thought.
Yeah.
It really did, because, you know, we can be split. You know, that's how you get like twin flames.
Yeah.
You know, two people, like it could be you sitting in Austria or the UK,
Yeah.
me here in Australia.
Yeah.
We could be part of the same soul.
Yeah.
Where, because it's that ocean effect. You put one drop of water into a glass of water, it now becomes one with the whole entire thing. So how do you know that we don't have twin flames or quadruple flames or, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a very interesting topic that I do like discussing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm still on the fence with it all because I really haven't done that much research into it. Yeah, but you've given me food for thought. Yeah.
I mean, so
I like it. Something to research tomorrow.
So we just drop back again to the why don't they come. I know a lot of psychic or a lot of mediums actually sense that they do have the person present, but the person you're giving the reading for is really a no, I can't get that, no. How do you deal with that? How do you tell someone, well, look, I know this person is here? I'll give you an example. I done a reading the other day, and it was actually a good reading. She wasn't a no person, but she said she didn't feel as though her loved ones were around her and that she'd done something wrong. So I done the reading, and I said that they given me the date of the 13th of September. And she said, okay. She said, yes, that was the day he died. I said, good. She said, so what's the significance of it? I said, well, unless that was just a wild guess from me, this is evidence, because only you would know it and I wouldn't know it, that they are with you.
Absolutely.
But she didn't have the concept of understanding that that is evidence. How would you deal with something like that? Have we got a couple of hours?
Okay. I have had people here where they walk in and straight through the door they say, I want a confirmation that you're a psychic first.
Back out the door.
So thankfully, one of the things that I do whenever I have a reading here, just say someone's coming at 10, about 9:30, I go out the back and I'll have a coffee,
Yeah.
and I'll just sit there and I'll just communicate.
Yeah.
You know, this woman's coming. If there's anything you want me to say to her today, give it to me now.
Yeah.
But sometimes they give me nothing.
No, that's right.
Sometimes I get nothing.
Yeah.
So when these people come in and they say, oh yeah, I want you to communicate with this person, and if they say, oh well, what's his date? 13th of September.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then exactly like you did.
Yeah.
You know, you say, well, this means nothing to me. This person is giving you that as a confirmation that you can't see them. You're not a psychic medium.
Yeah.
I'm the psychic medium.
Yeah.
I'm your telephone connection from them to you.
Yeah.
So that's how I explain it to people. I'm the receiver and the transmitter.
Right.
It's like a telephone. Yeah. So they talk, I pick up what they say, and it's like the going back to this one.
Right.
You talk.
Yeah.
So, you know, the two cans with the string on the string.
Yeah.
You know? So that's how I explain it to people. I said, even if you can't see them, please know they're telling me the things to tell you.
Yeah.
If you want something while they're here, have I still got them? And if they're still, I can still feel them around me.
Yeah.
I'll say, ask them something. Ask them something I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
And hopefully they answer it. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. It all depends whether they zap out, you know, their energy depletes, they've got to go back.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different reasons why they just don't answer questions. It might be that arrogant person who we don't really like in the first place, like we were just discussing before.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's basically, you know, at the end of the day, though, I have had a couple here, and I actually say to them, what is your belief of what I am?
Right.
What is your expectations that I do?
Right. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I have asked a few people, what is it that you're expecting today? Because as soon as we expect something, like when, you know, you ask for your dead mother or someone to come through and they don't,
right,
that's when you've got to think about, why do you expect it for? Because expectations are actually quite negative.
Yeah.
You know,
resistance.
we shouldn't ever. We should. Yeah, it's resistance. We should never. You know, it's stopping that allowance.
Yeah.
Because we only allow things to happen instead of trying to control them.
Yeah.
So, so basically, I hear their side of the story about what they think I am, and then I say, well, this is what I can do. You know, all psychics are different.
Yeah.
You know. But I did get you that number, 13th of September.
Yeah, yeah.
So please know, I would never be able to pick that out of 365 other numbers. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. So...
Yeah, so, you know, it's just that trusting in something that we don't see.
Yeah.
You know? I had a guy came here, he wanted me to teach him how to read minds. What?
Yeah.
He was Chinese. He actually wanted me to teach him how to read his father's mind, so he knew what his father was thinking.
Right.
So I sat here for 2 hours in my lounge room telling this man why we can't read minds.
Yeah.
It goes against free will.
Yeah.
It's our decision what we do. It's none of his business what his father does.
Yeah.
If his father wants to tell him what he does, that's up to him.
Yeah.
I can't teach him to get that information from his father without his permission, because that goes against every grain of what I do in my spiritual realm.
Yeah.
You know, I can't break those universal laws.
No.
So, you know, but for 2 hours he stayed here and listened to me saying why I can't teach him how to read minds. God, wouldn't that be awesome if we could? Some people can, I can't. It's not one of my gifts.
Yeah.
You know, I'd love to be able to read minds sometimes, but maybe not all the times, because, you know, you'd find out some really bad things about yourself then, wouldn't you?
Well, the problem with that also is, as you just pointed out, you find out exactly what people think about you, and a lot of people are not ready to hear that, because they have their own little world that they live in. That's right, darling.
Yeah. You know, that's why the beauty of free will. You know, I could say to you right now, oh, Mike, you know, I love your shoes you're wearing today.
Yeah.
How gorgeous are they?
Yeah.
And as you can tell, I can't even see your shoes.
Right, yeah.
See?
yeah.
You can't see my shoes.
No. Yeah.
I've got my slippers on because it's freezing me tonight in Brisbane. Oh, it's 19 Celsius and it's freezing.
Really.
Oh my God.
Uh,
So go there. But see what I mean
yeah.
though?
Yeah.
You know, free will, I can say what I like, but it's up to you to how you receive it.
Yeah.
You can say, what's she talking about? She can't see my feet on the camera.
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah.
you know, oh, she's just a dill. Or he says, oh my God, is she a psychic? She can see I've got shoes on. So it's all in your perception, isn't it?
Yeah.
It really is. It's all in our perception.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, you know, like when you give someone a specific date and you say, what is the 13th of September?
Yeah.
Wow. If someone said that to me and they said, oh, Lynda, what happened on the 13th of September?
Yeah.
And it's like a day someone did die, it would be, oh my God, you're the best. How much money do you want right now? That would be me, because to me that's a confirmation.
Yeah, that's a
but to
brilliant
somebody else, yeah, that's a good confirmation.
Yeah.
So I'm really proud that you picked you picked that date out of the hat.
Right.
But you know, some other people it just goes,
Yeah. Right.
because they just don't see it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it all comes down to their belief system and what they decide that they want to believe. You know.
Yeah.
I'm sure half the people that come to me just come to see if I'm real or not. Boy, they get a little bit of a letdown when I prove it.
Yeah. I mean, I've had
You know?
a couple of people actually say to me over the phone, before I work with you, I'd like to test you to see if you're genuine, and that's where I say, well, you've come to the wrong person. I have too much experience to be tested. You know, if you come to me, it's because you come to me. If you don't trust me, you don't believe me, then it's better for the reading, better for the person in spirit, that you perhaps go to somebody younger, less experienced, that's happy to be tested. But you know, in any job, in any work you do, you get to a stage where you don't have to feel you need to be tested. You don't feel the need that you have to be right all the time, because you just give what's given. And if
let's go there with those young ones.
Yeah.
What's their problem?
The
EGO.
Yeah.
They need the confirmation that they're good, because it gives them that confidence through their ego.
Yeah.
You, me, we don't need it now. We've already proven it through what we've done in the past, darling. You know, and that's you know. I honestly say, thank God I wasn't like this Tyler on. What does he do? Hollywood Medium, that TV show.
Yeah.
He's only like 22 years old, you know?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I don't like him. Straight away.
Right.
Because, you know, you're telling somebody about a grievous traumatic event in their life where someone's passed. You don't know if that person's going to need counselling or resuscitation, because they could have a heart attack, you know?
Yeah.
So, you know, these little, what I call them twits, you know, they're out there, but they need those confirmations to make themselves look good and feel good.
Yeah.
Whereas you and me, we don't need that.
No.
We do our job well.
Yeah.
We do it with high integrity.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm really, really happy that I've met you, Mike, because, you know, you're on the same page with me with so many things, which I love talking to you, you know?
Yeah.
Because we don't have to prove ourselves. What we get, we just allow it now. It's not on, oh my God, I'm going live in a minute. Hello, I've got to perform. Can you give me a confirmation? I've got to perform. We don't need that.
No.
If something comes through, it does. If it doesn't, then something else is interfering with it.
And that's what I actually tell the people in my spirit communication development circle. You know, if you're doing a service or an evening of clairvoyance in front of 40, 50 people, they say, oh, this must be nerve-wracking. And I say, look, the nerves is your ego.
That's right.
Take the ego out. They're not here to see you. They're here to receive messages. Get that out of your mind. Stop the idea that you're in the limelight. Nobody cares. After they've gone home, they don't even think about you. Whether you do a good job or a bad job, they don't think about. They think about the message that's been given. So you take that thought out. Just allow the energy of those people that are sitting in that audience to come to you, and you'll be amazed at what information comes through to you.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, just turning off the ego. And some people can't do it.
No.
There's 9 out of 10 people don't know how to turn off their ego.
No.
You know, I've now got this doctorate degree. I don't like it myself.
Right.
Because to me it's just a piece of paper on the wall.
Right.
But so many people judge me now because I've got it. And it's like, I'm still the same person. Nothing's changed in my life.
Right.
I still research every day. I'm still writing books.
Yeah.
I still talk to people every day.
Yeah.
I haven't grown wings and turned into this angelic person now that I've got the DR in front of my name. It's all in what we label, isn't it? It really is.
Yeah.
And that's only that part of that dictatorial, societal dictatorship that I talk about.
Yeah.
Because, government, they have all these accredited courses out there. So, they instill in us from being children that you must have a title.
Yeah.
How many times do we say to somebody, what do you do?
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you do?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a banker. I work as a mechanic. I'm in the post office. I work for the police. I'm a nurse. How many actual people actually say what they do?
Yeah.
They only say their job. We're not our job. We're never our job description.
No.
What we do is how we live. I live a peaceful, calm, loving, compassionate, understanding existence.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
As a psychic medium, that's a side avenue. That's a hobby of mine.
Right.
Me talking to ghosts, that's a side hobby of mine.
Right.
Because the thing that I do is to ensure my survival and to make sure that I do go up those layers in heaven.
Right.
Because I don't really want to come back here again if we're going to have COVID for the next century,
Yeah.
Oh my God, but hello, I'll go back to medieval times because I know I've been there before and I want to go back. Yay! I'll sign up for the medieval days any day.
I guess you can. In my father's kingdom, that palace is available to you.
That's right.
Yeah.
No time and no space.
Yeah.
That's, those 4 little words. No time, no space.
Yeah.
Everything is possible.
Wonderful, eh?
Actually, this lady that was here today, I called her Susan. She actually said to me, oh, do you think my friend Louise has been reincarnated? And I said to her, you're not thinking, because there's no time or space in heaven.
Yeah.
So from the minute we arrive in heaven, like in earth time, it might be 2 minutes until she reincarnates.
Yeah.
But in that 2 minutes, she can pop in to see you now, 20 years after her death.
Yeah.
She can go back to 1426 and live the life of a king.
Yeah.
She can go forward to the year 3528 and be whatever's in that existence.
Yeah.
Then she can go and reincarnate back to 1402 and live that life. And she still hasn't reached that 2 minutes of going to the tunnel to reincarnate to see to the next life.
Yeah.
So, that is one thing. Oh, they're in heaven. How can they come through when John Edwards calls them through? Because if they've reincarnated, because there's no time.
Yeah.
You're on linear time here.
Yeah.
So you've got to get that out of your head and remember, and that's why, like twin flames, you can be here, 2020. I die in, say, I don't know, I want to go on for at least another 30 odd years, please. So 2050 I die. I then reincarnate back to being born in the 80s.
Yeah.
So I can be, right now, I could be a 30-year-old person walking past me as a 50-year-old woman.
Right. Yeah.
And it's me reincarnated because there's no time.
Yeah.
So, that's a really hard blow when people try and fathom that.
Yeah.
But it's true.
Right.
People say to me, oh, if every person is an individual soul, then if you look at that movie with Demi Moore.
Ghost.
Oh, I can't remember. No. There's one there where she's got the last soul in the, like the Well of Souls. She's the last soul. So she's got to have a son to fill that well again.
Hmm.
Oh my God, I can't remember the
That
name
one's
of
passed
the
me
movie.
by.
Yeah, because people ask me all the time, because, every year there's more population, more population.
Hmm.
And, people say it all the time to me. Are all these like new souls coming in? No, no, we're all now here. We're all now here because there's no time.
Right, yeah.
There's
Yeah.
no time.
Yeah.
So you could be a part of me. I could be a part of me. Every neighbour I've got could be a part of my soul.
Yeah.
I could be 1,000,000 people here right now. Makes me think,
Yeah.
because it does. It makes me think.
Yeah.
But, so there's no 7 billion souls on the planet, because we can reincarnate to any time at any point.
Yeah.
Where we are overlapping ourselves like this,
Yeah.
and that's brings us back to that
Yeah.
bubble when you drop a bottle of a drop of water into it, because everything is one.
Right. Yeah.
So it's
Well, I'll tell you what. Perhaps that is for another discussion also. But talking of souls, what is your understanding of having soul changes? And I tell you, I was reading, this was a few years ago, that actually President Putin had a soul change, and it was that soul change that's actually kept the world in relative peace with this new soul change, this new soul that became part of the Putin physical. Could we call it a soul? Can we call it a new guardian angel that was more dominant to help promote peace? What is your thinking on that, on soul changes?
Yep. I'll tell you the word that I call that.
Uh-huh.
A walk-in.
A walk-in, okay.
Now, funny thing, only 2 days ago I saw it on Facebook. Someone said, Donald Trump is a walk-in.
Yes, I heard this also.
So someone commented, what do you mean by a walk-in?
Yeah.
Is he an actor? And she said, no, a higher being has taken over his body, so he's doing good work.
Yeah.
He's a walk-in.
I know this will sound bizarre to people, but I read that, and you can take this how you will, is that there is the Archangel Michael behind him right now. So that might sound strange.
I thoroughly believe it. I thoroughly believe it.
I mean, it might be strange to people that have a polarised view on politicians. If you take away that polarised view, think at a higher level and understand anything is possible, and the higher realms work on the love energy. And if you understand that the higher realms, our galactic brothers, are not going to allow us to destroy humanity, other life forms, or the planet because of greed or darkness, then it does begin to make a little bit of sense. But this is something people have to judge for themselves.
Absolutely, because that comes under free will.
Yeah.
Making our own decisions. Yeah. So I've been Googling Debbie Moore movies.
Right.
I think it was called The Seventh Sign.
Okay.
The Seventh Sign was the movie. I think I'm just scrolling through her movies, where there's no more souls left in like the Well of Souls. I think it's The Seventh Sign was that movie. I'd have to research it a bit.
Okay.
Anyway. Because when I say something and I think, oh geez, what was that movie? I've got to find it straight away because I'm a researcher I'm very analytical. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was The Seventh Sign with Demi Moore, where she has to have a son. She has a son at the end, and he fills back up that well of souls or whatever it's talking about. Someone will know.
Right.
They'll comment. Someone will know the movie.
Right.
Come on, make your comments.
Yeah.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Well,
Tell me I'm wrong. I like being told I'm wrong.
Yeah, well, those comments come through very quickly. The ones about being wrong, but but yeah.
Well, I think we can take it, Mike.
Yeah. And again, that's another part of spirituality. Actually, in many ways, the fact that you don't react helps other people in their life, if they see this often, to not react but to act.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. So reaction's only an emotional outburst at the end of the day.
I mean, we
react. It's like a knee-jerk reaction when we react.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we are earthly creatures as well.
Yeah. So whenever I say something and someone comes straight back on the defensive, I know that's a reaction. That's an emotional outburst where it's gone against their own belief system.
Right.
So. So I listen to the feedback, obviously, especially if it's negative, because I love negative feedback.
Right.
Because it helps me debunk what I do. So then I research more if I feel that they could be correct.
Right. Yeah.
So, so I love negative feedback. When people say, Lynda, you got it so wrong last night. I've got an issue. I believe this. So I'll go and research it so then I know what I'm talking about. Yes, I love my negative feedback. Yeah, but at the end of the day, the faster you get feedback, especially if it's that spontaneous comment, that's them defending their belief system. Yeah.
Right.
It's fun because I love it. I love it. One of my friends once said to me, now her name is Susan because I've got a friend called Susan, and Susan said to me, she said, Lynda, I want you to imagine that you've got 100 people in front of you, and you've got to imagine the worst comment that they're going to throw at you.
Right.
The worst insult. What could it be? That you're a fraud, that you're this, that. How would you defend yourself?
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't.
Yeah. It's up to you. What you think of me is none of my business.
Eleanor Roosevelt, I love that quote. Anything other people think of me is none of my business.
Yeah.
I love that quote, Mike. I love it. Because whatever they want, anything I say to them will not change their opinion.
No.
It'll just give them more fuel to attack back again and again and again.
Yeah.
So, sometimes, most times, it is more wise to say nothing and just give them a smile of love. Yeah. I wish you the best. As Donald Trump said regarding Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yeah.
I wish her the best.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I understand I know what his meaning is there.
Or as Mark Twain, I think it was, that said, speak in anger and you'll make the best speech you'll ever regret.
That's right. The best speech you'll ever regret. Yeah, love it. Yeah, so I don't answer back when they say that.
No.
I virtually just ask them, sorry, my eye's watering.
That's all right.
I've got an eye injury. My husband hit me in the head. The next night I died.
Oh, right.
I've got an eye injury. It's all good. I love it. Right. Yeah, I died. Hello. Look out. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I died.
A natural part of life.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what.
It just blows out.
Let's wrap this one up for today, and let us know what you're doing this week. What's going on the rest of the week for you. Are you back into the cemetery this week?
I was hoping to get over there on the last weekend, but I didn't actually get there. This weekend I'm having a healing day on Saturday. Right. Everyone that comes over, we're going to put foot scrubs on our feet. We're going to soak our feet in bar salt, cucumbers on the eyes. We're going to learn grounding techniques, protection techniques, right. How to put salt around and what to say when we salt around our perimeter of our houses. Right. It's going to be an awesome day. There's a guy that's coming. His name's David. He wants to get back into his healings.
Right.
So he wants to come and do some like Reiki healings on people. Yeah, so that's on Saturday. Sunday I'm going over to bless her house. One of my friends has just moved in with his girlfriend. Right. She's just moved in.
Right.
They're going well. but the energy in the house isn't right because he's lived there for about 15 years.
Right.
So I want to go and do a big energy clear out for
Okay.
them, bless the house for them now that she's moved in.
Yeah.
So that's Sunday.
Yeah.
Next week, it's too far away from me, Mike. I don't know what I'm doing yet.
Right.
Because I just, I don't like planning too far ahead.
No.
You know, 'cause, people do ring me and say, I need you now.
Yeah. And of course, you are.
Sorry, I'm not making fun of them.
No.
I'm just making fun of,
Yeah,
I do have to keep time available just in case somebody does say, I need you now.
I mean, you are an ordained minister as well. You can do marriages and funeral. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I haven't got it here. I must have put it away. I was actually showing this lady today all the stuff when I got my pack with all my stuff. I've got my own parking ticket,
Right.
Parking permit.
Right.
It says official clergy business.
Right.
So, and I said to this girl today, because she was here for 4 hours, I said, last Sunday they wanted to do this protest on this bridge in the city. It's called Story Bridge.
Right.
It's a massive highway into Brisbane City. These people wanted to shut down the bridge on Sunday to do this protest.
Okay.
And I said, wouldn't it be funny, I come along, there's a guy rings me and he says, I'm on the bridge, I'm about to jump. Hang on, don't jump yet. I'll be there in a minute with my official clergy park anywhere sign.
Yeah.
So I pull up on the bridge. So I'm now stopping the traffic.
Yeah.
The cop comes up to me and he says, oh, Lynda, you can't park on the bridge. But I'm here for official clergy business.